Hey guys, this is Mr. Kennedy back with video 29 and it's populations part 2. When we talk about populations, I talked yesterday about reaching a carrying capacity. Well, really what we're talking about is what causes that carrying capacity to be created. And that carrying capacity is created by a thing called limiting factors. And limiting factors are exactly what you think they are. A limiting factor is any factor that causes a population to stop growing and actually may cause it to decrease in growth. And here's some examples. Now, you don't have to necessarily know these specific examples on the test, but you do need to know some. Competition, predation, parasitism, disease, drought, humans, basically anything you can think of that would limit a population from continuing to grow in that J-shaped form we talked about yesterday. What's going to be up here that's going to cause this dotted line? What's going to create this dotted line right here? That's what a limiting factor is. It could be the amount of food, the amount of water present, the amount of mates. It could be basically anything that would cause a population to stop growing. All right. Now, there are two types of limiting factors. There is a density-dependent limiting factor. Now, when you think of it, density means like the numbers of individuals, right? Number of people. And dependent means it relies on it. Right? It needs it to go. So density dependent means that it's going to depend on the density of the population. So if we think about it, if you had a person who lived alone and then a person who lived in a big city, these factors would be affecting the people who lived in the city more so than the person who lived alone because there's more people there. It's a denser population. Now, some density dependent factors are competition, predation, parasitism, disease. I'll explain it with competition. You know, if you had a person that lived alone, and then you had a person over here that lived with a lot of other people, right, in a big city. So this is a city over here, and this one lived alone, and there was a scarcity of food. Well, this person only has to compete with himself. Well, this person over here has to compete with everybody else. That's a density-dependent factor. It's going to be more prevalent, or it's going to affect a larger population more than it does a small population. Now, the second type of factor is density-independent. It affects population regardless of their size. It's independent of its density. That would be like weather, hurricanes, forest fire, human activity. Realize a hurricane's not going to be going along and say, oh, this person's living all by themselves. Let's go around their house and go and hit the city. So it doesn't work that way. These are factors that's going to affect everyone. Temperature, sunlight, whatever, are going to be density independent factors. I hope this gives you a little bit of insight in populations, and you guys have a nice day.